So we've been working a lot on 2s and 5s right now with the multiples and also dividing. So one of the strategies that we learned was to use our fingers, and the very first thing you learn before you multiply is counting by. So we're going to use blue for 2s, and each finger is going to represent a group of 2. These are the fingers, and these are how I hold my hand up when I count. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But each time I'm going to count my fingers, I'm going to count a group of 2. So here I go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So then if you were to say 3 times 2, that would be like 3 groups of 2, so I count 3 groups of 2. 2, 4, 6. Or 8 groups of 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 8 fingers. Conversely, I could also do division. With division, you start with a dividend. Maybe I'll start with 14, and I'll divide by 2. And I ask myself the question, how many 2's does it take to get up to 14? How many groups of 2 makes 14? So I'll just count by 2's until I get to 14. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And you'll see that it gets up to the 7th finger. So the answer is 7. We'll do one more. How about 20 divided by 2? Got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And that's 10 fingers. Okay, so that's how you can use the count by 2's, and let's try 5's now. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So then if I wanted to do the fact like 8 times 5, or 8 groups of 5, I just count 8 fingers, because each finger represents 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 8 fingers times 5 equals 40. How about 9 times 5, or 10 times 5? Same thing. Same thing goes with division. I start with my dividend. Let's do 35 divided by 5. 35 divided by 5. Well, I know that I have 5 fingers, so I'm going to count 5 fingers, or count by 5's, up to, not 5 fingers, I'll just count by 5's up to 35. And we'll see how many fingers it takes, how many groups of 5 it takes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And it took 7 fingers, 7 groups of 5 to make 35. How about 25 divided by 5? I'll count my fingers as groups of 5 until I get to 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5 groups of 5 makes 25. And finally, 10 divided by 5. So now I'll just count by my fingers. Each finger represents 5. 5, 10. 2 fingers. So you can see that once you have this plan set up, and once you know that each finger represents a count by, you can really use division, and you carry your fingers everywhere you go. So multiplication, division becomes a lot easier once you learn how to use your fingers.